So my name is Chase Mueller. I'm with Brooks Running. Today I want to share with you how Brooks runs on big data for in-transit visibility. And it was defined as one of our first use cases for applying supply chain visibility. And we partnered with Transvoyant on big data to achieve this. So I'll give you an overview of Brooks just to familiarize yourself with our brand, talk about the problem that we were solving, what the solution was, why we use big data or why we chose big data, and then what kind of wins we're seeing just from a business standpoint. So Brooks Running was founded in 1914, so we're over 100 years old. We've been in footwear the whole time, but we've bounced around a number of different categories in that time span. But since the early 2000s, we've been a niche running brand, and that's where we've really hit our sweet spot. We're headquartered in Seattle, and we're a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. So we've been under Berkshire Hathaway as a direct subsidiary for 3 years now. Brooks Running sells performance footwear, apparel, sports bras, accessories in more than 50 countries worldwide. And our purpose is to inspire everyone to run and be active by creating innovative gear designed to keep runners running longer, farther, and faster. And as a runner, I really enjoy working for Brooks because we're truly passionate about the run. So I'd like to explain what the problem was that I was trying to solve at Brooks and then how we approached it. So basically, what we were up against was a lack of trust in the available to promise picture in our company. For those of you not familiar, available to promise is the inventory that you have available for customers for at-once availability. And for us, the problem with that was that we weren't exactly, our POs were coming in oftentimes earlier than the planning date that was on our POs. In fact, only 3% of our POs arrived on the date that we thought that they would be here, and over 94% of POs were early, and 60% of which were earlier by more than 7 days, which to me presented a huge opportunity for us to be able to have product show available for our customers earlier than what we were currently showing. And so there's a real sales opportunity there and an increased level of customer service and ability to commit inventory. So why were we having this issue? Really, there's a lot of variability in the vessel ETA that's provided by the carriers and our forwarders. And our PO plan dates in our system are static, meaning that once we place the PO, the ERP system essentially just uses the lead time as a general offset and sets the plan date. And once we receive the ETA from the carrier, the time of shipment, there weren't any adjustments being made to the plan date. Nobody was managing those. They were just set. It was kind of a set and go model. And ultimately, we're driven by customer service, and we set our lead times up, especially for transit, around a worst case scenario to ensure that the planning dates in our system weren't going to be violated, meaning we weren't going to say product was here when it was going to be late. So we accounted for 100% of the possibilities rather than trying to be smart about it and planning for the 95%, which would provide us an opportunity to go for reduced lead times, and managing the 5% back in. So the resulting issues of managing our transit lane against this variability was unnecessary expediting. So at-once availability is extremely important to our customers. When a runner determines that they need to replace their running shoe, they want to do it right then, oftentimes because they're in the middle of training for a big event, and if you're not there with the shoe that they want at that moment in time, you could lose them to a different brand for eternity. So it's really important in our business that you have the shoe for the customer when they want it. So patching up ATP often resulted in air freight. So if we saw that we were negative on a certain size, we'd look to see if there's an opportunity that we could leapfrog ocean shipments by airing something in to improve availability immediately. Also, what this this trust in ATP caused was a reduced customer service. We were oftentimes back ordering product later for a customer than when we actually needed to, but it was because we didn't have any certainty about when the product was going to be here. So when the product showed up 15 days earlier than that back order date, we didn't have a way that our system just assesses and moves that customer order forward. It just sits at that later date, and so they have to wait for the product. It also led to customer order rework, a splitting of orders. And so we strive to ship 100% full and on time to our customers. And if we don't have an order to ship in full, we'll split the order off and ship the remaining pairs that are going to be later on a separate order. This also led to unnecessary back orders because sometimes we'd split these orders and then the product would arrive actually on time to have fulfilled the original order. And ultimately, this leads to missed sales opportunities and excessive emails. When will it be here? And that just kind of closes the loop on the trust issue. So you have customer service reaching out to the logistics teams because they know that sometimes product arrives earlier, and they're trying to see if there's an opportunity that it might. So, so the solution was, if we could leverage in-transit visibility to improve product availability accuracy, we could improve the accuracy of our available to promise for our customers. And so how could we do that? Well, we could augment what we know and control with a solution that eliminates the uncertainty in the transit segment. For us, that was, when will the vessel actually berth? So with more certainty of ETA, we can dynamically manage the availability date of a PO by applying an offset for ETA to put away. Essentially, if we can measure the performance through analysis of how long it takes from the time the boat berths or arrives at the port to the point in time that it's put away at our distribution center, and determine at a 95% confidence interval that time span is roughly 8 days. Based on that, we can use that as an offset. So if we can leverage the Internet of Things to determine a more precise ETA, then we can use that as a jump-off point for applying the offset and managing the plan date dynamically in the system. So that's what we've done here at Brooks, and so far it's been really successful. So why big data? Really, I sought out multiple solutions around this, and I really feel like big data is the new forecasting methodology to drive better visibility to what you expect to happen in the future. It's really grounded on real-time events, not just a forecasting model. It's scaled real-time data analysis with a multitude of data sources being leveraged. It's a learning model. It identifies patterns and it adapts. It's flexible to multiple use cases. The predictive accuracy is really good. It's a relatively low cost and easy to implement solution. So I'd like to share with you some of the wins that we've achieved since we went live with in-transit visibility leveraging big data. So we've seen a reduction in our lead times. We've been able to take 14% lead time out of our China transit lane and 7% lead time out of our Vietnam transit lane. In terms of downstream efficiencies, we've noted a 68% increase in the accuracy of the ETA provided by Transvoyant versus what the carrier is providing. So we continue to measure the delta between what the carrier provides us as an ETA and what Transvoyant provides us as an ETA to determine how accurate Transvoyant is, and also how we can tune the algorithm to achieve higher level of accuracy. And then we also achieve early detection of late vessels. So we're able to take the data that Transvoyant provides and identify if a vessel is tracking late or early. And if it is tracking late, we can be proactive and easily link that vessel to the purchase orders and styles and quantities that are on it, and proactively address any issues up front, or figure out a way that we can expedite those from the port to DC to ensure that they meet our in-system date. We've improved customer service. 60% of POs have realized an improved availability of at least 5 days, and 32% improvement in availability accuracy, meaning that we've improved how close we are to receiving goods into the system relative to the planned date. And 0 POs have been received later than our adjusted availability date. So we still see there being a lot of opportunity there.